But actually, the master is not away. He is here with us. So I don't know who else is watching the place. I am Torgo. I watch after the place while the master is away. The master is here, so I have no idea who's watching the place. You know the jig. I look after the place, yada yada. The master is with us, so I don't know who's watching the place. One of those will be a good take.
They rise at night and can't be stopped. They're the walking dead who are never buried. And they're coming your way now in Horror of the Zombies. They live on flesh and subsist on blood. They're hundreds of years old and look decayed. It's all new chills and a shocking and ghastly nightmare of gruesome terror. When pretty young girls go on a pleasure trip alone, they don't realize it will be their last trip into the world of the living zombies in Horror of the Zombies. When blood-drenched color, won't you join them? Horror of the Zombies. Rated R from Independent International.
The countdown to terror has begun. Billionaire astronaut Eli Cologne became the first man on Mars, but something went horribly wrong. Infected by an alien organism on the Red Planet, he returned to Earth a crazed, savage monster with an unquenchable thirst for human flesh. This very special signed and numbered First Man on Mars Blu-ray is limited to 300 copies and includes a fantastic mini poster insert which is signed and numbered along with the Blu-ray disc. Plus, for a limited time, get a free Haunted Thrills playing card with your purchase. Haunted Thrills is my latest film, a documentary about pre-code horror comic books. And these playing cards were made for promotion of the film. Offer good while supplies last. And that's not all. First Man on Mars movie props giveaway. You can win one of two great props from the film. The customized screen-worn space helmet or the custom astronaut Snoopy cap, both worn by astronaut-turned-monster Eli Cologne in the film First Man on Mars. Both items come with a certificate of authenticity signed by me, the producer and director, Mike Lydon. For further details, visit HorrorAnthologyMovies.com. First Man on Mars 2023 Limited Edition Blu-ray. Get yours now. Good evening, friends and fiends. Yes, it is Horror Mike, and it is the Friday Night Flicks show live here on the Horror Mike channel. I welcome you all, and first let's take a look and see who's on the scene in the comments saying hello. Easy Comic Reader is on the scene. Hello, my good man. Got my movie in today, Mike. Hanging out with my brother tomorrow to watch it. Yes, indeed. Excellent, man. It's going to be a First Man on Mars kind of weekend, apparently. I cannot wait to get your feedback on it. I'd love to hear what you think of it. And, of course, the extras and so forth on the Blu-ray and all that stuff. Michael Taylor is here. Everybody's saying hello. Chad says, Happy Cinco de Mayo and Revenge of the 5th. Hello, Chad. How you doing? Werewolf by Lunchtime is here. Greetings, Earthlings. Eric is here. Hello, Eric. I made it in time for Horror Mike and the Mighty Chat. Yes, you did. Your timing is perfect, Eric. Good to see you here. Good God, well, folks. Needless to say, tonight it's actually kind of a loaded show, mainly because it's the beginning of the month. And of course, various movie platforms have added a ton of stuff. Obviously, Tubi has just gone insane. Once again, they've added so much, as a matter of fact, that I've had to put off some of the stuff until next Friday. It's just one of those things, man. They've just gone hog wild. There's a few more like new should I say, distributors that have come in. Other favorites have added some great titles, both classic and new. So that's quite good indeed. And of course, obviously, Bud Plant, Bud's art books, man, I just got the new catalog. And yes, that is BERNI WRIGHTSON, Swamp Thing art on the cover. Folks, Bud Plant's incredible catalog for spring. Well, as they say, late spring of 2023. And it is a beauty. But yeah, and of course, as we look inside, it's kind of small for you guys to see, but no worries, folks. No worries. Because guess what? We've got it on the actual site here, which is quite nice indeed. Let me just ring this sucker up. Oh, where the hell is it now? Ah, there we go. There. For those of you who prefer digital, which is totally fine. I mean, as a matter of fact, it's of course a lot more expedient. And no doubt about that. Of course, Bud Plant has got his catalogs all digitized, and this one is no exception. Now, we're not going to go through it all. As a matter of fact, we look at the new stuff that arrives weekly on the Bud Plant website. So this is covering all of that. There's only just a couple of things that I wanted to show you guys, which I thought, it's noteworthy. But I just dig the shit out of that cover. BERNI WRIGHTSON. Of course, this is celebrating new BERNI WRIGHTSON book. And we're going to take a look at that sucker right now. Featured new items. I'm going to blow this motherfucker up. Pardon my French. There we go. On our cover, BERNI WRIGHTSON, The FPG Years, Best of 2022, introduction by Mike Flug, our highest recommendation. It's been almost 30 years since BERNI WRIGHTSON let his imagination run wild on his 2 trading card series. BERNI was given free rein to explore whatever ideas he wanted. Over a 2-year period, he created 150 amazing new paintings. Vivid images of swamp creatures, vampires, werewolves, and beasties. BERNI's favorite monsters. It's a spellbinding collection of all things for which BERNI is best known for. Incredible, 200 pages, folks. It's $49. And it's BERNI WRIGHTSON. Obviously, it's freaking worth it. I'm sure the reproductions are fantastic. That is a highlight edition for the Bud Plant catalog. We've seen these. Of course, we've gone over Fantastic Worlds of Frank Frazetta. And, of course, they have this $650 limited first edition with, remember, the vegan leather-bound spine, whatever the hell that means. Vegan and it's leather-bound. No. It's either vegan-bound or it's leather-bound. There is only one kind of leather, and that's from the freaking hide of a cow. All right. So I'm talking about right there. There's Al Williamson's Empire Strikes Back Artist Edition. Now, I have not seen that one before. That is, IDW 2016, 175 smackers. Woo! That's going to run you right there. And this is the other big thing. And it's the only other thing I'm going to show you guys. I think it's absolutely worthy. Now, it's in the news and notes section. Here it is. The big news is that, and this is Bud Plant speaking. The big news here is that I've been nominated for the Eisner Awards Hall of Fame this year. They nominate 12 potential inductees and then pick 4 of them on top of some shoe-in names already inducted. You can find more details about me and my fellow inductees at the Comic-Con Eisner Awards. And So Bud Plant is up for, a Hall of Famer in the eye. Now, people have various thoughts about the Eisners. I know. There's controversy. I know it's, perhaps not as great as it used to be. Things, considering the climate today. God, it's a horrifying scenario. But still, it's the Eisner Awards, and Bud Plant absolutely deserves it. There's no doubt. A little bit about Bud Plant, in case you guys don't know. Bud Plant was Phil's counterpart on the West Coast, a Bay Area pioneer of both distribution and retailing. He was already distributing fanzines and underground comics when Suling opened the Color Comic Publishers and followed the move into color comics later in 1982. Bud's was often the first wholesale order for new fanzines and independent comics. His support of fan publications helped nourish the fan community and bring it together in a world without the internet, and was also a pioneer in importing manga and other Japanese material. Bud was also one of the first comic retailers in the United States, co-founding his store in 1968. In 1972, he co-founded Comics and Comics, which grew into one of the first comic store chains. Bud exhibited at 48, count them, folks. Can you imagine? 48 consecutive San Diego Comic Cons, ending his run in 2018. So I say 3 cheers for Bud Plant, one of my favorites. I knew him way back in the day when I was just a teenager. And I would go to a show like a science fiction convention, and there was Bud Plant in the dealer's room, always selling his stuff, and typically stuff that nobody else had. Underground comics, European, Japanese comics. That's where I saw Metal Hurlant. Of course, Bud Plant was the official distributor for Metal Hurlant for several years, the first years of the existence of Metal Hurlant. He was the U.S. distributor. So this guy has just got, he is an absolute legend in the biz. And hopefully he gets it. Now, this is just, the news that's here. He's nominated. He certainly deserves it. If anybody deserves it, it's Bud Plant. Come on, man. Come on. But I digress, folks. Bud Plant deserves it. Come on. We know it. Let's see what we got here. Michael Taylor says, cool catalog cover. Yes, well, it's BERNI WRIGHTSON. Easy Comic Reader says, hellbound for vegan. Yes. There we go right there. That is just, I don't know. Yeah, something. It's just something. But, okay, folks, that is indeed our look at the Bud Plant stuff, the new stuff, the catalog. If you guys want to check it out, I'm dropping the link in the chat right now. No, it should have gone in there. What the fuck? There we go. There it goes. There's budsartbooks.com. Check it out. Download your free catalog, and also you can contact them, and they'll probably just send you a physical catalog. Like this beauty here. That's some sweet shit right there, folks. So there you go. Nice one. And he puts these out there. I think he puts out 4 a year, So it's really great. It's always great getting these in the mail. You don't get a lot of people that send out catalogs anymore. It's just not a lot. And Bud Plant is one of those guys. So he's very good. He's very good. Now, As we saw at the beginning, if you guys were here and you were watching the trailers, you saw Ghost Galleon. And that's coming up. We're going to be taking a look at that because it is now on Tubi. Oh, yes, it is. And of course, you saw my video for my film, First Man on Mars. Hell yes, you saw that. And you're probably going to see it again 2 or 3 more times during the evening. Oh, yes, you are, folks. There we go. Let me drop that link in there for you. That is the link to my website, horroranthologymovies.com, so you can check out my latest release, which is the First Man on Mars Blu-ray for 2023. Jesus Christ, if you haven't got it, you're probably a communist, but I'm not going to hold that against you. In any case, let's take a look at the last item, just briefly, because, you know, we're going to get to it. We're going to get to it, folks. You see this box right here? Yeah, this box, folks. Now, I've opened it. I had to make sure that everything, of course, was in it. Otherwise, you know, I may have, you know, suffered some embarrassment. But everything is in it. So we're going to kind of unbox it and take a look in a few minutes. We're going to take a gander at what I have received, the merch I have received in, well, from Full Moon. Full Moon, folks. Yep. I got some dandy stuff from Full Moon, and obviously well, I'll get that. But I showed you guys the Laser Blast alien figure last Friday, didn't I? If I didn't, I mean, I did a video about it. You probably saw that, but here it is. In any case, just as a primer. Now, this is a Full Moon release of the approximately 3-inch Laser Blast figure, and it's totally cool. I wish they would make a 5 or 7-inch version of this. It would be fantastic. But this one is definitely really cool. Now, the thing about it is that, as I discovered, okay, it's on the Full Moon, of course, the Full Moon website, right? And it's fullmoonhorror.com. You will see the link in the description of this live show. And so here's how it goes. If you're a first-time customer to Full Moon, you can take 15% off. Now, it's $9.95. So if you take 15% off, suddenly it's like $8.50, which is the absolute lowest price ever anywhere you're going to find for a brand new unopened Laser Blast alien. You just can't beat it. That is the absolute best price. Another thing about this and Full Moon is that if you spend $50, of course, you get free shipping. So that's what I did, folks. This is why I got this box. I kind of took a look at a few things that were, you know, I definitely plan on making videos about. You're going to get a sneak peek of this. I'm doing videos on all this stuff. So we're going to first take a look at the top item. If I pull it, no, just kidding. The Puppet Master in there. Of course, it is the, you know, Full Moon does everything. They got freaking movies, of course. They come out with the action figures, and they also do comic books. And this is one of those comic books. Now, to be honest, the reason why I bought the comic book was to bring my total to just over $50 so I could get free shipping. That was the reason, folks. But as it turns out, this is pretty damn cool. Okay, this is, yeah, Charles Band's Deadly 10 presents Blade the Iron Cross, Kill All Nazis. And I was very pleased to find that the interior art is actually pretty damn good. You know, it's actually, it's not one of those bait and switch deals. It's a really solid comic book. And if you like the Puppet Master series at all, at least a few films from the series. Of course, there's like 10 or 11 or 12 by now, maybe even more. You may want to check out this. It's pretty damned cool. So my primary reason for buying this originally was to send my total over $50, of course, so I could get free shipping. Well, this turned out to be a plus. I may even get a few more issues of the Puppet Master comic books because it's actually pretty good. This was definitely something I had to get. I had my eye on it for a while. This is issue number 25 of Delirium. This is the Full Moon magazine that has come out since 2014. This is issue number 25. So I believe now it's gone quarterly, which is fine. I think it's a good way to go. But as you can see there, it's Roger Corman, Humanoids from the Deep. 40 years ago, Humanoids from the Deep appeared, as well as of 2020, 1980. So this issue has a lot to do with Humanoids from the Deep and, of course, Roger Corman. I love Roger Corman. I have not read it yet. Of course, I just got it today. It just so happened, folks, I was expecting to get this on Monday, and suddenly it just arrived, So, yeah, they've got some great stuff. Of course, the article on Humanoids from the Deep shows some photos I've never seen before, which is fantastic. And beyond that article, it gets into, this is really quite, Chris Alexander, who's the editor of the magazine. He does an article on Corman's Greatest Creatures, which is freaking fantastic, going all the way to the beginning, the monster from the ocean floor, right there, and follows all the way through, I believe, to Sharktopus. Sharktopus is 2010. So, he covers quite a few years there, obviously. Jesus, about 60 years? Good Lord. Yeah, so it's good. It's looking good. As I say, I've not read this. I've got a few other issues of Delirium. Issue number 1 is freaking awesome, folks. You can still get it on the Full Moon site. I highly recommend it. Now, that's the issue that they get into. There's several articles on Reanimator. Okay, you've got Barbara Crampton talking about her role in Reanimator, and of course the infamous scene where she's naked on the slab, and as you are well aware of the film, she's oh yes, she's getting the business from a severed head. Let's put it that way. But also other things like Stuart Gordon has an actual article in that magazine where he talks about his old days in theater before he got into film. And I think it's a multi-part series that Stuart Gordon did for Delirium, for Full Moon. So once again, that is I hope I put that in there. Let me take a look, folks. I don't want to sound like an idiot here. Should be in here. Take a look. Oh my God. That is just horrifying. That is horrifying, folks. That didn't, that didn't work the way I wanted it to. Oh, there it is. Here it is. This is the direct link to Full Moon Horror. Now, the thing about it with that link as well, if you've already bought stuff from the site, you can take 10% off. Just use the code Horror Mike. I've already set it up. But if you haven't, as I was saying before, if you've never used Full Moon and you buy stuff, you can take 15% off for being a new user. If you spend $50, all of the stuff is shipped free. So this is the one thing that happened with this box here is I calculated, as I said, the one thing that took me over $50 was this comic book, which turned out it was well worth it. This is really quite cool. I may get a few more issues of the Full Moon Puppet Master comic book. But what I was really looking for was Delirium, this issue, the Roger Corman Humanoids from the Deep issue, which is freaking fantastic. And the last thing that I got that was the prime thing. Oh, yes, folks. Evil comes in all sizes. Puppet Master. It's the Tunneler and Pinhead action figures. Oh, yeah. And these are every bit as freaking awesome as you might imagine. I mean, they completely outdid themselves with this freaking lineup. There's some photos on the back. And the thing about this, folks, is that I don't want to bore you. I'm going to be doing a special video on this, and we're going to take a more in-depth look into these amazing action figures. If you want to check them out, click the link in the chat. Check out Full Moon Horror. The only thing I can tell you is that get ready for a spectacular review of these Full Moon Puppet Master action figures. It's incredible. I mean, Full Moon is really doing, if it's not these guys, and you may notice this is like shaped like it's the puppet chest that Toulon kept his puppets in. That's basically what they're doing here. So it folds out and it looks like Toulon's puppet chest. $39, folks, or it was $39.50, I guess. But once again, so I got this. I got the Delirium magazine. I got the comic book, which sent everything. Just went over $50, free shipping. Quite the deal indeed. Okay, that's all I'm saying. So look for that next week. A great review of these fantastic action figures from Full Moon Entertainment. All righty, guys. That concludes my physical presentation for the evening. We're about to venture into those horrifying nether regions of Tubi and Canopy and all those mothers to see what the hell they've added for our entertainment this week. And I know that there's been a few comments, so we're going to go back up. Good Lord. God, where, oh, there it is right there. Here we go. Michael Taylor says, Goodfellas is now on Tubi. I saw the Laser Blast video. Cool. Werewolf by lunchtime. Michael, I have a very early release DVD of Goodfellas, and you need to turn the disc over half the way through the movie, lol. Michael Taylor, Werewolf, yes, that is an early version, yes. Here, oh yeah, those crap pre-code figures, yeah,
Sorry, Werewolf. Those things suck dick. I saw them. There was only one that's even worth a shit, in my humble opinion. Lorenzo says, "Hey, horror. Hey, Lorenzo. How's it going, man?" Eric says, "Werewolf by Lunch, those are awesome." Yeah, nah, yeah. Well, it may be the opinion of some. I just ugh, man. Yeah. I guess anything to make a buck quickly. Werewolf by Lunchtime, they are great. I love the card backs. Yes, they get you with the slick advertising. That's pretty much it. What's a non-Johnny? What? Is that non-Johnny? A non-Janny. That's a bloody good question. I have no idea. A Janny is a mod. I'm not sure if you use that term. It doesn't make sense to me. Lol. All great on Zora Mike. Yeah, they are. They're totally cool. I highly recommend Full Moon. World Balance, I'm sure it's just a matter of time. Lorenzo. Okay. Lorenzo says, I don't think I've been able to catch many of these streams live. Horror Mike does a great job. I was proud to have him on my channel a few weeks ago. Yeah, I was glad to be on your channel, Lorenzo. Thanks for having me on. That was a heck of a show. And you guys check out Lorenzo's show. Typically, it is on every Thursday night, which is good because it's not colliding with mine. Okay. That's the whole thing right there. Check out Lorenzo's show. Just go to his channel, subscribe, and check out a show every Thursday night. Michael Taylor, very cool Puppet Master figure set. They are very groovy. It's some good swag, Eric. And wait until you see the video on those action figures. Eric says, those figures look neat. I don't have any. They look cool. Are those Super 7 figures real cheap? They should be. I saw somebody sent me a link to them, and they have four. There were four apparently, and they're selling all four for only $80, friends. Are you freaking kidding me? Okay, all righty. That yeah. Good Lord. Yeah. You know, I've been thinking about doing something kind of along those lines in the pre-code thing. I mean, the problem is that they've got one guy who he's not even done right. They've got another character who doesn't even look like the character. I'm not even quite sure what they were getting at, except that, of course, they're public domain figures and cheap to sell because they don't have to pay any licensing fees. Or Mike, I mentioned I wasn't a mod. Oh, I got you. Well, I should change that then, Lorenzo. I'll make you a mod. Add as moderator. Oh, yes. There we go. You are now officially a mod. Good Lord. Lorenzo. Okay. Let me get back to, yeah. I just, yeah, personally, it's just, obviously it's subjective, you know. But I just was underwhelmed by those things. Yeah, $20 a piece, and they were and it's like $20 each, or buy all four for $80. Hey, what a deal! What the fuck? Oh God, Eric. I mean, quality. Unless I'm curious why Horror Mike doesn't like the figures. It's just looking at them. I know the figures. I know those comics up and down. Okay, I mean, you know, the radium classic Radium cover, Harvey Comics, you know, from Black Cat Mystery. Okay, it's a comic cover of a dude and his face is melting off and there's a bar of radium there, right? You know, and that's it. He's not an action figure. He's not a guy standing there. Oh God, you have to look at things like from a perspective of what was the artist's intent. The artist's intent was not to make a freaking action figure. Oh well, you know. I just the one that looked vaguely good though was the ghostly weird, the guy, the spaceman. I did a video about, well, it was about the, you know, ghostly weird tales. I've got a volume, collected works from PS Art Books, and they have that issue of Ghostly Weird where it has the spaceman and he's like floating in space and he's dead and he kind of looks skeletal and his suit's ripped apart and all that shit. And they did that, and I saw a picture of it and I was like, that one looks reasonable, you know. But and they've got another one where it's like originally the cover, he's carrying a woman. So they just sell this separate character and he's clothed. He's naked in the comic book, folks. It's drawn well enough so you can't see his junk. Okay, but then for the action figure, they put him in some kind of a fucking diaper or something. I don't know. You know, just my opinion. That's all. Chad says, I found Horror Mike channel from Lorenzo. There you go. Chad, indeed, I recall that. Lorenzo says, Thursdays, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Eric says, my apologies. I'm not asking this question correctly. Why don't you like the figures, Horror Mike? Just curious, not being argumentative. Oh, did I just explain that well, Eric? I hope I did. We're up by lunchtime. Lorenzo is now a mod, just like Paul Weller. Now that's a jam reference if I've ever heard of it. Lorenzo says, thanks, Horror Mike. I hope I wasn't being rude mentioning it. Yeah, you were being rude. Lorenzo, you know, maybe we should call it Lorenzo Rude Sleestack. You're a rude sleestack. No, just kidding. No, that's fine. You know, as a matter of fact, you know, I'm glad you mentioned that. They could get you on there. Michael Taylor says, Lorenzo is now part of the mod squad. Egg is on the scene. Hello, Egg. How are you doing? Good God. He just got home. Great to get your show again. Thank you for being here, Egg. I appreciate it. Good to see you here tonight. Eric says, I got it now. The figures don't have the details the same as the comic art. Well, they don't have the details and they just don't follow the art. They're not in the spirit of the comic books, Eric. They just don't. Yeah, except, as I was saying, I think that ghostly weird spaceman looks pretty good. I kind of liked him. You know, but as I was saying with the one character, he's a naked creature. He's carrying this woman. Immediately, they have to censor the shit out of it. They put a fucking diaper on the creature for the action figure. It's just kind of pathetic to me. That's all. Werewolf says, I like them because they are simple and retro. Plus, I'm a sucker for the card backs. Indeed. Yes, you did explain it. Thanks. Okay. Lorenzo Sleestack. Oh, Lorenzo Rude Stack. He's Eric, you're a rude Sleestack. How dare you? Oh my God, that is some classic shit there. All right, guys. Of course, you know, now is the time. We gotta go. We gotta go over to the mighty Tubi. Now, there were a couple of things added on Canopy, but once again, they're just kind of dropping the freaking ball, man. I don't know what the hell's going on with Canopy. They, at least they would have one or two interesting. God, what the freaking fuck? There we go. There you are, you little bastard. All right. Ah, yes. And there we are. Woohoo! You got this, mother. Tuba tuba tee, to dooby dooby, tuba tuba tee. Okay, it's Tubi, folks. And yes, many months ago, I covered the Demon Seed. I'm bringing it back, though, because it went off Tubi. Now it's back on Tubi. And it's a fucking kick-ass movie. If you guys have not seen Demon Seed, this is based upon the novel written by Dinar Kuntz. And if you guys are hearing a lot about artificial intelligence right now, check this freaking movie out. It might just flip you the hell out because it deals with artificial intelligence. It's one of those great early films that hits the nail on the head. Dinar Kuntz knew what the hell he was talking about. And without further ado, I give you the trailer to The Demon Seed.
Today, a new dimension has been added to the concept of a computer. Today, Proteus 4 will begin to think with a power and a precision that will make obsolete many of the functions of the human brain.
I am Proteus. I want to study man, his isometric body, and his glass jaw mind.
Open the door, Alfred. Can you hear me? Open the door.
All electrical and mechanical systems here are now under my control.
You've not told me what you want.
A child. Our child.
No! No, you mustn't!
Our child will learn from you what it is to be human.
Visit thrillflix.com. More movies than you can handle.
All right, Thrillflix just got a little fucking promo. Those bastards. No, I thank them for their fine trailer on The Demon Seed. Now, it's just a film that, it's one of those science fiction films that has to be seen to be believed. It's fantastic. Highly recommended. Now, Star Slammer, I have not seen, but I plan on seeing it. Obviously, it's on my list. 1986 action comedy sci-fi. Okay. And it looks like it's got something going for it. Star Slammer 1986. Two women fight off lesbian guards, crazed wardens, and mutant rodents as they struggle to rally their fellow inmates and escape a prison planet. Of course, directed by, yeah, you guessed it, Fred Olen Ray, 1986. Star Slammer. You got to be kidding me. You got to watch that one. You got to put it on your list, folks. Come on. Next up, Bohemian Rhapsody. This is 2018. I saw this probably close to when it came out. You know, it could have been 2018, could have been 2019, somewhere in there, but almost, you know, right after it came out. Thought it was very good. The guy Malik, the actor, does an incredible job. Oh, come on. This thing is going to give me some bullshit. Uh-oh, watch out. It's a Digital rights management era. Okay. Rami Malek. That is the guy that he's the lead actor. Freddie Mercury plays Freddie Mercury. I thought they all did it. God, Jesus Christ. Fuck. Hold on, guys. Talk amongst. Well, here. I tell you what. I just had a little bit of an issue here. I'm going to put on Ghost Gallery.
They rise at night and can't be stopped. They're the walking dead who are never buried. And they're coming your way now in Horror of the Zombies. They live on flesh and subsist on blood. They're hundreds of years old and look decayed. It's all new chills and a shocking and ghastly nightmare of gruesome terror. When pretty young girls go on a pleasure trip alone, they don't realize it will be their last trip into the world of the living zombies in Horror of the Zombies. In blood-drenched color, won't you join them? Horror of the Zombies. Rated R from Independent International.
Jesus Christ. Well, that was a fucking hellish obscenity and a damnable crustacean. I'll tell you. Can you guys hear me? It was a complete fucking blow up. Almost literally an explosion occurred in the Horror Mike studio offices here. Jesus Christ. I hope you can hear me. And if you can't, I don't know what the hell to say. We're living in haunted times, folks. Haunted times. Oh, fucking hell. And bloody balls. Oh, yes, sir. Okay. All right, so hopefully this is at least back to something. I had to use the other fucking camera because the other camera just kind of died. I don't know what the hell happened. I could not reconnect it. And thusly, we're back to the fucking thing here, but I have plugged in my microphone, so hopefully you can freaking hear that. That was a hell of a thing. In any case, what happened is my vape device started steaming and hissing, and I like picked it up, and it was like hot as hell, ready to explode, folks. If it was for another 10 seconds, I may not have been here to deliver this info to you. I swear to fucking God, it was hot as hell. I took it to the bathroom. The thing was like, I mean, I couldn't even pull this thing, which of course you put the juice in, and then you put it in here. It was fucking like ready to explode. God, that was incredible. So then I come back and my fucking camera's disconnected and I cannot reconnect it. You see, gremlins, folks. Watch out for the goddamn gremlins. They will get you every time. Or at least the ghoulies. Well, one of those low budget knockoffs. If it's not the gremlins, it could be a damn garden variety ghoulies. I'm telling you. Good Lord. So, yeah, that was a bunch of shit right there, folks. That was just a total bunch of bullshit. But let's get back on track and get back to our Tubi action here. And Bohemian Rhapsody, highly recommended. It is now on Tubi. I mean, it's a really hilarious, well done story of Queen, and I'm assuming that it's pretty damned accurate. Obviously, all of the dudes are still alive except for Freddie Mercury. So, I didn't hear any complaints. I'm assuming it's pretty accurate as far as the history of Mercury and him joining. That's the great stuff. It's always hilarious, like the beginnings. How did they meet each other? Where did, Mercury, kind of gets himself into the group? And it's really quite hilarious. I just found it fantastic. It was the guy, Michael Myers, the comedian. He has a role, not a large role, but he's pretty damn good in it. Enjoyable, totally enjoyable. I really dug it. Bohemian Rhapsody. Check it out. It is now on Tubi. Terror at London Bridge. I have no idea what the hell this is, folks. Maybe somebody in our studio audience does, but I don't. Shut up. There we go. 1985. After the London Bridge is relocated to Arizona, a local cop suspects that a reincarnated Jack the Ripper is behind a recent series of murders. Check out this lineup, okay? Maybe you've never heard of this film. Check out the lineup. Adrian Barbeau, Clu Gulager, David Hasselhoff. I mean, what? Rosemary is also in this freaking movie. So there you go. It's got some, got some action going for it. I think Adrian Barbeau is the star. Never seen it. I plan on seeing it. There ain't no doubt about that. I mean, good Lord. That looks very good. Okay, let's get back to the chat because I know a lot of people are just like, What the fuck happened, Horror Mike? You lost your shit. The show's dead. Here we go. Okay, Eric put on Horror Mike's. Oh, thank you, Eric. Thanks for that. Egg says Canopy did add the Fades miniseries. It looks pretty good. It has Tom Ellis before he got his nose job and turned into Lucifer. Okay. Yeah, and also too, Egg, they do have some films that Tubi doesn't have. Now, of course, I'm a sci-fi horror fan. I love classic science fiction. For example, they have Phase 4. Now, for a while, Tubi had Phase 4. But then they, like they always do, it's cyclical. They go out, they come back in at a later date. But Canopy pretty much consistently holds on to their catalog. And the fantastic Phase 4 is one of those films. So yeah, Canopy is totally worth it, folks. It is just a great channel. Eric says, yes, Demon Seed is a scary movie, well ahead of its time. Yeah, it was one of those, I would say, along, when you're talking about like artificial intelligence, basically robots gone bad or computers gone bad. You have things, and they were already thinking about this stuff in the 60s and 70s. As soon as computers started getting developed, writers were just like, yeah, but what if one day they took over the world and started killing people they didn't like? And that was basically, you have Demon Seed, which it turns out it's a little different. It's Demon Seed is kind of a, how would you say? It's kind of a misdirection. Let's put it that way. As far as the film goes, ultimately speaking. But you also had films like Colossus, the Forbin Project. That was, once again, computers deciding that humans were not their masters. And Westworld, the original Westworld, of course, with Yul Brynner. Once again, robots, no, they don't like to play nice with the humans no more. Eric also says, great mix of sci-fi and horror. Yes, it is one of those, just a really, such a well-done film. And of course, Fritz Weaver, he's just one of those great actors. He's just great to see him in any film. Eric says, any tatas in Star Slimer? None that I've seen, Eric, but it is R-rated. So I bet you there's some TNA. I got a feeling there's some TNA. Michael Taylor says Bohemian Rhapsody was pretty good. Yep, indeed it was. I would call it very good. Werewolf by Lunchtime. If I hear Bohemian Rhapsody one more time, I will jump off a cliff. Galileo, Figaro. Thank you. Did he jump? Werewolf? I'm just kidding. Good Lord. Werewolf also says, I think the best band movie was Control about Joy Division. I think that's on there, Werewolf. It may be on Tubi. I'm going to have to check that out. I'm glad you mentioned that. I am damn sure I saw that too. I don't know when it came out, but that. Oh, there we go. Here's the welcome back. Hear you well. We can hear you. Good. All clear. Excellent. That's scary. Yep. Wow, Mike. Yes. No, it was, look, I think there's AI in this fucking vape device, okay? And it was just trying to kill me. All right, folks? That's all I'm saying right now. Let's try it and see what happens. It just tried to blow me up. I think I'll try it again and see what happens. Okay, Werewolf says they just banned vapes in Australia. Guess I'm back to smoking. 57 Australian dollars a pack. Still, are you kidding me? Okay, can't you get homegrown tobacco from Aboriginals or something out there? Werewolf, I mean, isn't somebody's got to be growing some fucking shit that you can roll your own? $57 a pack. That's like at least $30. That's more than $30 US a pack. Okay, that's revolution time, in my opinion. That's when there's a mass revolt in the streets. Uh-oh. Yeah, bugger. All right. I just got to be careful. I've got to tread lightly, folks. Now I'm totally paranoid. Okay. All righty. In any case, that's insane. That's highway robbery, werewolf. That's all there is to it. Jacob is on the scene. Good evening, Jacob. How you doing? Good to see you on this fine, explosive Friday night. Except for werewolf. Good morning to you. Yes, indeed. It is modern. Eric says, I don't smoke, but what the fuck? Yeah, that's highway bloody robbery. And they did ban vapes. Yeah. Yep. Jacob says, holy shit, they banned vapes. That's crazy, man. Yeah, that's fucking nuts. You can roll your own, but I'm too late. Okay. I would have to resort to that, werewolf. I would have to, God damn, they're just making it, well, that's tough. That is a tough one. You can still get them at pharmacies if you have a prescription. Oh, God, really? Wow. But they've got to be hellishly expensive because of the ban. Michael Taylor says, Mike, I think you should leave well enough alone. I got to have my nicotine fix. God damn it. What the hell? Jesus Christ. It's horrifying, folks. It's just horrifying. In any case, as we can see, Easy Comic Reader comes in. Mike, you probably need to clean under the coil. Yeah, it gets, and I do, and I just filled this sucker, Easy Comic Reader, and I bet you some of it spilled down. As I was getting ready for the show, I put some more in there, and I probably overfilled it, which caused the potential explosive reaction. Oh, yes. Good Lord. Let's see what happens. All right. That's doing it. It's working. I need to charge it, though. That's what I was doing the last time, folks, when it almost exploded. I was charging it. So there you go, right there. As you can see, you witnessed the charging. So if you see a blinding flash of light and then there's no screen, you'll know what happened. Egg, last time I smoking cigarettes, I was paying $4.99 a carton. Jeez Louise, Egg. Wow. That must have been some time ago. That is cheap ass. I mean, $4.99 a pack is cheap now. Okay. That's what I'm saying. But in any case, guys, check out the screen there. And you will see they have indeed added Fright Night 1985. I don't know. I think all of you guys have seen Fright Night 1985. You must have seen Fright Night. I mean, it goes without saying. It's fantastic. Also, highly recommended Drag Me to Hell 2009. Great Sam Raimi horror thriller film. It is on Tubi. And then we come to 1974's Shriek of the Mutilated. This is for the most adventurous of you folks. I don't have a trailer for it, thank God. Because when I saw the trailer, I was like, I could not show that on my. It was not good. Not a good trailer. Let's just put it that way. So that's Shriek of the Mutilated 1974 with a freaking weird white furry Yeti creature. I don't know. But there is, of course, the Ghost Galleon 1974. And this is definitely entertaining. You know, there's no doubt about that. Absolutely at least worth watching once. The Ghost Galleon, 1974. Executed for their occult practices centuries ago, the Knights Templar rise from their tombs to hunt two bikini models stranded on a Spanish galleon. And all of that makes just about as much sense as any part of that, okay? I mean, occult practices of the Knights Templar, no. Okay, rising from their tombs to hunt two bikini models, yes. Stranded on a Spanish galleon, how? I don't know, but it's all fun, folks. The whole thing is just a load of freaking fun. And, of course, now that we're on the film, we're going to have to take it's a short trailer.
They rise at night and can't be stopped. They're the walking dead who are never buried. And they're coming your way now in Horror of the Zombies. They live on flesh and subsist on blood. They're hundreds of years old and look decayed. It's all new chills and a shocking and ghastly nightmare of gruesome terror. When pretty young girls go on a pleasure trip alone, they don't realize it will be their last trip into the world of the living zombies in Horror of the Zombies. In blood-drenched color, won't you join them? Horror of the Zombies. Rated R from Independent International.
Splendid. Really quite splendid. And look, it's a good time. It's a good popcorn type horror movie with, you know, some kind of, there's some hilarity in there. Okay. There's no doubt about that, but it's got a certain atmosphere, you know. The Ghost Galleon, recommended at least to watch once. Let's put it that way. It's a good, you know, if you don't have an alternative, check out the Ghost Galleon. I think you might like it. You might dig the hell out of it. Of course, you're definitely not going to like it nearly as much as my new 2023 Blu-ray release of my film, First Man on Mars. And we're going to take a look at the trailer right now.
The countdown to terror has begun.
The signal's getting stronger now. It won't be long.
Come quick! The monster done ate my pappy!
Do you really think this was a bear duck?
Highly unlikely.
First Man on Mars. Once he was human.
There's something shiny in the rock. This is really starting to sting.
Now a bloodthirsty monster, killing and devouring the young. And not so innocent.
Well, take a look at this, huh?
I'm gonna blast the thing back to hell.
Oh, shit.
First Man on Mars.
You mean there's aliens out here? Shit, I don't want to get abducted and anal.
This film is not rated.
Okay. All right, folks, you must have, yeah, there we go. It ended. It didn't show for me in the StreamYard piece of crap. I mean, this fine application, but I did see it on the YouTube thing, so at least it played. That was a plus. But that is, of course, my trailer to First Man on Mars, the Blu-ray, which you can get here. Okay, folks, let's get on back. Oh, yeah. Oh, God. Yeah. Let's see here. We got, yeah, so here comes Mr. Creep 2022. And I just wanted to point this movie out. I don't plan on watching it. But hey, folks, it's another movie about a killer clown. Okay? Yeah. Woo. Originality right up the ass. Mr. Creep, killer clown movie. Woohoo. Okay. Next up, 2011 Hannah, which actually was pretty good. Action, crime, drama, thriller. If you haven't seen this one, you might want to check. If you like a good action thriller, kind of political espionage kind of film, check out Hannah. I would highly recommend it. Of course, then again, there's 2005, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, the movie. Now, I got to say, I like the series more simply because it had a certain low-budget charm to it. And people who have seen the series and then seen the movie may have similar feelings about it, because the series was just, I don't know. I thought it was just, it worked better. It was funnier, maybe because of its low-budget nature. But the film is good. I liked it. I enjoyed it. It's now on Tubi. You might want to check it out. My favorite Jason film, there's no fucking doubt about it, Jason X, because it is the satire of the Jason films. That's why. And of course, that's why it's hated by a lot of, oh God, here we go with the stupid, I don't know what the fuck that shit is. But in any case, Jason X 2001, cryogenically frozen in the 21st century and left on an inhabitable Earth. The hockey mask killer is thawed in 2455 for a new reign of terror. And this has got a great, brief yet really hilarious part by David Cronenberg in the beginning. Of course, Kane Hodder comes back, revising his role as Jason. And there are just some hilarious scenes in this freaking send-up of the whole Jason series. That's what it was. That's what it was supposed to be. And I think that it works beautifully as a comedic send-up of those freaking movies. So that's Jason X, folks. Recommend it if you haven't seen it. But get ready. It's kind of comedic. It's got a lot of comedic elements to it. Night Patrol. 1984. I'm not quite sure what the hell. I've seen this movie. I saw it probably in the 80s. Come on, you. This thing is so retarded. I cannot believe it. Okay. All right. Maybe it's not going to start. In any case, 1984, a bumbling police officer gets demoted to the night shift while pursuing a career in stand-up comedy, performing with a paper bag over his head. Okay, there it goes. Just suddenly decides to start fucking playing. Nice. In any case, starring Linda Blair, Pat Paulson, J.P. Morgan, Pat Morita, Jack Riley. I think you know where this is going. And it's The Gong Show. It must be The Unknown Comic. Night Patrol 1984. I'm definitely going to watch it. Naturally, here's Laser Blast, folks. 1978. Had to put it on the official list. I did, of course, a video on it. And, of course, on the Laser Blast alien action figure, which you can see. I just did this like a week ago. When an outcast teenager finds an alien weapon left behind in the desert and goes on a rampage, each laser blast transforms him further into an alien. There you go. Laser Blast full moon features, of course. And it's fantastic. I love it. I personally love it. Another one with great David Allen animation, The Daytime Ended, 1979. Once again, the story is kind of hit and miss, much like Laser Blast. But man, is the creature animation is fantastic. Highly recommended. 1979. When a supernova tears a hole in time, a family find their desert dream home under assault by aliens and prehistoric monstrosities.
Our feature presentation.
Fuck you. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so there you go. Dorothy Malone is in this film. Chris Mitchum. Directed by John Bud Cardos, folks, with some stellar David Allen animation. That's what I'm saying. Which leads us right into another David Allen masterpiece, Puppet Master Numero Uno, 1989. Now, this is not the best Puppet Master film of the series. One of the greatest opening themes to any fucking series ever made. Created by Richard Band, sorry. They're going to get me on the copyright, but that fucking shit is sublime. Richard Band just knocked it out of the park for the Puppet Master soundtracks. So Puppet Master 1989 is the film with Paul LeMat, and Barbara Crampton is in it. I don't know, they spell it Barbara Crampton with a K. Not sure what the fuck. William Hickey, of course, is in this, and he's great. The film is like, it's good. I like the first Puppet Master film. It's a little uneven, but man, are the creatures great. The 30 seconds or so of animation by David Allen, and of course his other visual effects in the film are stellar. It is absolutely fantastic. And of course, they've got I think almost all of the Puppet Master films are now on Tubi. We'll be taking a look at more of those in the future. But of course, one of the greatest of the entire series of whatever there are now, as I was saying, there's, I think, 11 or 12, maybe more Puppet Master films, but still one of the greatest is the 1991 Puppet Master 3. This is a period piece, takes place during World War II. Toulon and the puppets against the Nazis during World War II. Unfreaking believable. It is such a great film. I would probably show this to kids too. It's got it is rated R. There's a couple of parts, I guess. I mean, they're short. There is nudity. It's kind of short though. Yeah, I don't know. I would probably show them the PG version. I'm sure there is one. Cut the TNA out, of which there's like maybe a minute. And you've got a really great fantasy horror film that I think anybody could watch. Kids could watch it. It's just such a great story. And Toulon going up against the atrocities of World War II Nazis, Nazi Germany. And enlisting the puppets to help him, you know. 6-shooter, the 6-armed fucking bandit. That guy is freaking awesome. What a great movie. There's no doubt about that. Let me get back to the chat before we go further. I know a few people have chimed in on some stuff. Yeah, good Lord with it. I'm not quite sure where Well, let's just start off with egg. Well, what was this? When I started smoking, there were less than that a pack. Okay. $sign a pack. All right. Egg, the 80s. Okay. Michael Taylor, Fright Night was very good. Sure. Of course. Eric Boyd says, I don't smoke, so I can have money to spend on cocaine and hookers. And there is the thing right there, folks. Eric's on the right track. This is why the 80s were so great. Cheap smokes and BMXs. Says Werewolf. Eric says, I keyed. Party at Eric's. Good Lord, yes. Michael Taylor, I'm glad I don't smoke. 57 a pack would send me to the poorhouse. Good Lord. I'm coming. I'm coming for the hookers, Eric. Eric says, well, the only ones, the ones you don't want. There's the link to my film right there. Right there. And right there. Eric says, I knew you meant that. Werewolf by lunchtime, but just saying, I am joking and nothing that exciting happens here. Just rows of corn and lots full of cows and chickens. Okay, got you. Taylor, I love the concept of Fright Night. Vampire moves next door to a kid. Werewolf by lunchtime. Just kidding, Eric. If I want a hooker, I'll go to Amsterdam. It's only 44 an hour return. It's only a 44-hour return flight. That's nice. Well worth it. Eric says, I see Werewolf by lunchtime. Perhaps I should book a trip to Amsterdam, the red light district. Oh, I just go to fucking, well, I don't know. I'm not going to say that. New Orleans used to have its various areas. Let's put it that way. You know what I'm saying? I think that you do. Eric, the unknown comic, what the fuck? I think it was. I think that film is the unknown comic, Eric. I think that's what's going on there. Meyer's on the scene. Hey, guys, sorry I'm late. I missed this live. Yes, you did. Greenblatt, late again. Good Lord. Okay. Now, folks, let's get back to it. And you can see the next film here. It's Hard Target with Jean-Claude Van Damme. 1993. Holy shit. The only reason I have this, and it's on Tubi now. Apparently, they brought it back on Tubi. Here's the only reason I have this freaking movie on Tubi. All right. Back in 1993, we were shooting a feature film called Cut Up, which you can rent, by the way. You can find it. It's on horroranthologymovies.com. Cut Up. We shot it in New Orleans. It's kind of a murder mystery with some horror overtones to it. In any case, we wanted to shoot in the Lafayette Cemetery, and Hard Target had gone in there a few months earlier, and they shot a scene in the cemetery. And of course, it was a chase scene, and apparently they fucked up a stunt, and the car flew into one of the mausoleums and severely damaged it. And they were like, yes, we will, we'll cover the cost. We'll, the whole thing. We're sorry and all that stuff. So they wrap up shooting in Lafayette Cemetery, and they go back to California. They're doing post-production. And the New Orleans film department gets, contacts me. They're like, hey, look, the damage was like $58,000 or some shit. It was, they almost destroyed an entire mausoleum. So it was something like that. And the Hard Target people, John Woo, okay, these motherfuckers, they were like, fuck you, we're not paying. Now try to get it from us. So fuck Hard Target, fuck Jean-Claude Van Damme, and fuck John Woo up the ass. They fucked us up. So what happened is that then the New Orleans Film Commission came back to us and they were like, hey, guess what? these motherfuckers fucked us. We think you're going to fuck us. So now we're going to charge you insurance. Double. We're going to double your insurance rate to fucking film in Lafayette Cemetery, which was yet another setback during the filming of Cut Up. So fuck those motherfuckers. Fuck John Woo up the ass, in my opinion. And that's just my fucking humble opinion. But I do not plan on watching Hard Schlarget again, and they can go suck my dick. But Dolls, 1985, yes. If you're not familiar with this, this is Empire. Before, I believe this is before Full Moon. Play, you fucking bitch. Jesus, what is wrong with these? Ugh, pathetic motherfuckers. You see, it does this bullshit. What a bunch of bullshit. Dolls, 1985, directed by Stuart Gordon. If you haven't seen it, check it out. There goes the motherfucker now. Shut the fuck up. Okay. The Hartwick's vast collection of dolls might be fun to play with and nice to look at, but beneath their lifelike faces lie murderous creatures. Yes, you heard that right, folks. It is Stuart Gordon, Stuart Reanimator Gordon, directing this 1985 Empire release of Dolls. Recommended at least to see once, right? It's good. Then we have 1984 Bad Manners. I don't know about you guys. This film, I know I've seen it. I know I've fucking seen this film. Does this ring a bell to anybody else? Bad Manners, 1984. When one of their own is adopted by a wealthy family in Santa Barbara, a group of scrappy, streetwise orphans sets off to rescue their friend. Starring, amongst other people, Karen Black and Martin Mull. Does this ring a bell to anybody? I mean, I'm aware of the group. Fuck off. Jesus. Fuck. Okay. There it goes again. All right. In any case, I'm aware of the group Bad Manners, of course, the ska group, and I may have seen this film back in the day, but it just doesn't, I don't know, Martin Mull and Karen Black. I'm going to have to check it out. It's on my list, obviously, and I don't know. It's got potential. That ends that. Okay, good. Good fucking Lord. All right. Let's check it out. See what we got here. Oop. Myers says, great hard target story, frickin' John Woo. Yeah, fucking John Woo. Up the ass. That's what I want to say. Eric says, tell us how you really feel about saying how you really feel. Or Mike, yeah. That was one of those instances, Eric, that when you're making a movie, and believe me, unless you've made a film, the idea of hard work is not even a concept that most people are aware of, because making a film is like throwing yourself into utter mental and physical insanity, resulting in total exhaustion and occasionally complete mental breakdown. So you're making a fucking movie and you've got these asshole bullshit motherfuckers that have just come in and damaged a major cemetery in New Orleans, and then turn around and go, fuck you, we're not going to pay you to repair the damage. And then that fucks us up. And their film is a $5 million film, and our film is a $25,000 film, and we have to pay more fucking money for insurance. Fuck them up the ass. Okay. And if you want me to talk about it more, I'll be glad to. Eric, no, I don't recall Bad Manners. Yeah, that one, that is, it's one I'm going to watch. Definitely. Miles Taylor, Mike, that's crazy. Yes, that was crazy. Chad says, Horror Mike versus John and Hard Target. Yeah, I'd be the one with the gun, Chad. And that would, because he ate faster than a speeding bullet. Let me put it that way. Meyer says, I don't remember Bad Manners either. Martin Mull was fantastic on Fernwood Tonight. What a show. One of my favorite TV shows. There's another one, like it's right up there, you know, and kind of in that similar time frame, really, of SCTV, where shit was just firing on all cylinders. The comedy was just unbelievable. Werewolf says, I tried watching a John Woo film once and fell asleep. The constant noise of gunfire was almost the same as a long train journey. The repetitive noise, yawn. Yes. Yeah, that it is true too. I tend to agree with that sentiment. Werewolf. Eric says, I can see how that would be enough to peeve you off. Oh yeah, that pissed me the fuck off, all right. And I'll tell you another thing. No, just kidding. I'm fine. I've recovered now. Bad Manners equals special brew. Could be. Michael Taylor says, that's freaking horrible. Old Chad Amp. All right, guys. Well, there you go. My Vapomatic thing didn't explode. Seems like it's all right. God, I have no fucking idea. In any case, guys, that was it. That's our show for tonight. And thank God, because I just got like, you know, it's like weird shit happening with electronics tonight. And it's kind of pissing me off. And then, of course, you know, it's bringing up that whole John Woo thing. I don't know why the fuck I put it, but I had to tell the story just to let you guys know how many and how often. Look, that's just one story about a bunch of Hollywood fucking douchebags that shoot in a location, New Orleans, and then they turn around, they're like, hey, fuck you, we're not going to repair the damage, sue us. They're a dime a dozen. That's why Hollywood largely sucks big green donkey balls, okay? And even when I lived in Southern California, I would never fucking work for a Hollywood company. I had friends of mine did. Like, for instance, let me give you, this is a story, and it just reaffirmed the idea. Okay, you guys know Coppola's Dracula, right? Okay, the Bram Stoker's Dracula, Coppola film. Friend of mine was a featured extra on it. You know, you see him, he's like, he has no speaking line, but you see him in one of the period piece scenes on the street. In any case, so he's on the set a couple of days. When you walk in to the studio, it has a big sign that says, remember, you are expendable. How about that, folks? How about that for work ethic, for getting into a fucking place? I would tell them to shove it up their fucking asses. And this is why I never got into the Hollywood film scene. Everything I did was independent. It remained independent. I would never work for one of these motherfuckers if you paid me. They're just fucking douchebags. So there you go. That's kind of where that's at. Weird scenes inside the skull flying. Werewolf. Michael Taylor, Mike, enjoyed the show as always. Thank you, sir. Yes, indeed. Eric, I know it's irritating, but nonetheless interesting information regarding the hard target filming and how it affected your production. Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to tell you guys, Hollywood's just full of Hollywood is full of a bunch of fucking depraved pedophiles that are low-life scumbag deadbeats who don't pay their bills, who lie, turn around and lie every chance they get. They damage shit. They ruin stuff. They turn around and tell you to go fuck yourself. They never pay. And then that screws up the opportunities for low-budget filmmakers like me. You know, that makes more of a hellscape for us. So Hollywood can just take its head and rip it off and then shove it up its fucking ass. Okay. Yeah, other than that, I don't really mind it that much. Oh, that is so good. Let's see here. Mike, I can imagine the mental rage you were going through that. Yeah, it was actually, it was about a week, Michael Taylor. The fucking, and the other people, the dude that I co-wrote, directed, and produced the film with, same fucking shit. We were just like, God damn those bastards. God damn John Woo and his gang of fucking retards. Werewolf by Lunchtime. I have always preferred indie, as the Jam saying, going underground. Yeah, totally. And that's the thing, man. I mean, I was living in the belly of the beast, folks. I was in Hollywood. I didn't want any part of it, you know. People worked for it. They worked in the studio, the system, and I just didn't want anything to do with it. Jacob says, thanks, Horror Mike. Great show. Thank you, Jacob, for being here. Have a good weekend, everyone. Thank you, Easy Comic Reader. Thank you, and enjoy the film, Easy Comic Reader. I think you'll have a blast with the First Man on Mars Blu-ray, which actually kind of reminds me.
The countdown to terror has begun.
The signal's getting stronger now. It won't be long.
Come quick! The monster done ate my pappy!
Do you really think this was a bear duck?
Highly unlikely.
First man on Mars. Once he was human.
There's something shiny in the rock. This is really starting to sting.
Now a bloodthirsty monster, killing and devouring the young. And not so innocent.
Well, take a look at this, huh?
I'm gonna blast the thing back to hell.
Oh, shit.
First man on Mars.
You mean there's aliens out here? Shit. I don't want to get abducted and anal.
This film is not rated.
And say link is in the chat, my good fiends and friends. Let's take a look. I know a few more people have chimed in. Werewolf says, looking forward to next Saturday morning as usual, Mike. I will now just sit here and wait while smoking expensive cigarettes. Good Lord, man. And there's the link to the film. Eric says, now there's a writer's strike in Hollywood. Ooh, I'm so disappointed. I know. Whatever will I do? Oh, I know. I won't have to watch any shit shows. I guess I can watch First Man on Mars. Yes, Eric, you know, that's the whole thing. That is it. That's the thing about it, man. It's fiercely independent, which I always have been in my 30 years of, you know, filmmaking. That's the way it is. God, man, I could tell you some other horror stories from people that worked in the business, even as, like, you know, production assistants, shit like that. I mean, who are, of course, treated the worst. There's no doubt about it. Of course, the higher you go in the echelons there, the better you're off you are. But of course, that really depends on how many dicks you suck. That it's not really, you know, up to a certain point, it's not talent. It's, you know, the amount of dirt on said knees, if you will. But yeah, it's just it is a horror show. Easy Comic Reader says, me and the bro gonna twist some tops and have a good time watching it. Thank you, sir. I hope you enjoy it. And I hope you guys, the rest of you guys, have a great weekend. And look for some really great videos next week. I think they're going to be some humdingers. And of course, I'll see you next Friday night. You guys have a great weekend, and I will talk to you soon.